The Chiefs foolishly entered Super Bowl 59 looking for a three-peat, but the Eagles came in and gave them straight belt-to-ass 40-22. Here are our top 5 takeaways in order from my favorite Eagles game ever.
What do I always lose at?
You don't ever lose.
I don't lose.
Go Birds, dickhead.
Number 5. What the hell was Andy Reid calling? Andy Reid's play calling to start the Super Bowl was flat out disrespectful. Okay, Andy, we get it. You like that motion bubble screen shit. And that was working on Jonathan Gannon, who didn't have a clue. But this is Vic Fangio we're talking about. And despite the fact that the Eagles were second in the NFL in pass defense, Andy came out guns a-blazing with 2 water pistols in DeAndre Hopkins and Juju Smith-Schuster. I was pleasantly insulted by the audacity of Reid's game plan. I mean, bro came out in his first 4 possessions with 1 running play against this defense and expected that garbage to actually work. It's kind of like when people see me on the basketball court and they say, wow, your shot is weird, but it goes in, as I'm sinking and splashing threes. It's insane looking back and watching to see whatever Andy was doing, but you can't help but just want to beat them all over again out of pure disrespect. Number 4, Hurts. Duh. Jalen Hurts was fantastically efficient in Super Bowl 59. Hurts hit 77.3% of his passes, amazing for someone who can't throw the football, and now is second only to Patrick Mahomes in 2023. Like, I really hate Jonathan Gannon. That dude's an asshole. Anyway, it's the 4th highest in Super Bowl history, and other than the Mahomes game in 2023, it is the best completion percentage since 2010. Hurts also has the highest total completion percentage of anyone with more than 40 Super Bowl pass attempts with 73.3%. He also had the most rushing yards for a quarterback in the Super Bowl with 72, breaking his own record in 2023.
No one else could love you more.
And also, he is currently second in Super Bowl history with 4 rushing touchdowns, tied with 3 people who are Hall of Famers and who played in 2 more Super Bowls, and then 1 behind all-time legend Emmitt Smith for the record.
Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time.
To make it even better, y'all already know what I thought about him after this game. He wasn't perfect. He did throw a pick when someone came in screaming untouched. Come on, Cam Jurgens, wake up. It's the Super Bowl, man. But dude did have 300 total yards, 3 TDs, and 1 pick in only 3 quarters. Against a legendary defensive coach who may be in the Hall of Fame. Again.
Want to know how I got these scars? One night, he goes off crazier than usual. Mommy gets the kitchen knife to defend herself. He doesn't like that. Not one bit. So, me watching, he takes the knife to her, laughing while he does it. He turns to me, and he says, "Why so serious?" He comes at me with the knife. "Why so serious?" He sticks the blade in my mouth. "Let's put a smile on that face." And why so serious?
Number 3, the 2024 Eagles might be the most talented defense of any Super Bowl team this decade. The only reason I'm saying maybe is we have to wait and see what the Seahawks defense does become over time, and they didn't have a complete game record like an Aaron Donald or a Von Miller. However, now that we're 1 year removed from this defense, let's look and see who they actually had on this roster. Zach Bond in that season was actually an All-Pro in 2024 and still a really, really good player in 2025. Quinyon Mitchell was just a rookie this year, but within 1 year, he would be named first team All-Pro in 2025. CJ Gardner-Johnson, looking back, did lead the NFL in interceptions in 2022, and he also went on to the Bears and helped them make the playoffs. Milton Williams left and he went to the Pats. He was yet again in the Super Bowl, and he had crackheads on Twitter calling him Aaron Donald. Jalen Carter was a second-team All-Pro in 2024, and you could argue, despite the injuries, was even more explosive in 2025. Cooper DeJean, who obviously made the game-breaking play of the Super Bowl, would be a first-team All-Pro in 2025, along with Quinyon Mitchell. And maybe most impressive, Josh Sweat went to NFL Siberia with soon-fired clown Jonathan Gannon and the Cardinals, and he ended up being 8th in the NFL with 12 sacks in 2025. And for a little bonus, Jordan Davis suddenly hit the elliptical and started being able to do this and help them block kicks all last year, and Eagle fans were very upset that he wasn't named a Pro Bowler. And in 2024, he was our third string defensive tackle. Number 2, the Eagles' insane aggression.
Now the Eagles get it back. We're going to run some clock. Psych! Or maybe throw the dagger. Hurts going deep for it all. Devontae Smith! He has got it! Touchdown!
So this really jumped off the screen because the offense was aggressive just like they were in 2022 when these teams matched up. And of course, up big with a chance to just chill, kind of like the Seahawks did, and even the Bucs versus the Chiefs. They instead went all
With their heads!
But in Super Bowl 59, what was different is that the defense matched the aggression of the offense by hitting hard, adding some real fear around the middle of the field, and jumping those routes for the first 3 quarters of the game. And there was really a sense watching this game that they were a cracked out on-go machine from the start. And a huge portion of them being this aggressive team is because up 17-0, Jalen missed a bomb to A.J. Brown. Come on, Jalen. It's the Super Bowl. And then A.J. Brown and Siranni's sideline spat happened again. Wouldn't be the first time, wouldn't be the last. And no, the most impressive thing wasn't the fact that literally 2 offensive plays later, A.J. Brown actually got a touchdown, or the fact that a book went from being a top seller as a source of calming frustrations, but that during all of the frustrations, CJ Gardner-Johnson was all,
"No, people, let's be smart and bring it off."
yes, that's CJ Gardner-Johnson, the one on Twitter and the guy with the belt.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Lois, this is not my Batman glass.
And yes, part of this I'm taking from my personal fact that I'm an Eagles fan, but there was a sense that despite having the second biggest lead of all time, that taking them out early, there was a sense that we left something on the table, even though we stopped the three-peat and won 40-22. And somehow I agree that this was a real blown opportunity.
I can't stay mad at you.
But one thing that definitely needs to be mentioned is shout out books.
We ain't know where a bookstore was, nigga. We right here in front of Barney's and Nobley, nigga. Every day.
Now for everyone that was close, but no cigar. Kellen Moore's offense was outstanding, and all the variance and motion really did have the Chiefs' loss. However, this kind of goes part and parcel with the fact that the Eagles have had their 2 highest points versus Spags in those Super Bowls. and it's also really, really wild. Saquon Barkley didn't break off a big run, but comparing it to what the Eagles had at running back last year and whatever Miles Sanders was doing, his impact was definitely felt because the Chiefs couldn't stop ignoring him, and he did have the ability to get some yards on the ground, which definitely helped the offense because it wasn't all Jalen Hurts this time, running the football. Where's Taylor Swift? How's she doing? Is she okay? I mean, we booed her pretty loud, She gave us a look like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But you're a traitor. So it's good that we got to see a little bit upset. Not as much as we saw you celebrating versus the 49ers, might I add. And I wish we would have had some more of the progressive downfall of Taylor Swift, as well as the rest of the Chiefs. Our number one takeaway from Super Bowl 59, Patrick Mahomes let go of the rope. So first off, to define letting go of the rope, no, Patrick Mahomes didn't quit or tap out physically, but his mental implosion was pretty wild, especially considering the fact that he just had tossed a pick six in a 10-0 game in the first half to someone who wasn't open on a 3rd and 16. Like, it's really a crazy play. And then considering 3 plays later, he turns around and he threw another one down 17-0, which basically ended the game. And the reason that Patrick Mahomes' uncharacteristic breakdown was so shocking is the fact that the Chiefs had won every Super Bowl that they had been in previously. When they won, they had been trailing by at least 10 points at some point in the game. So in no way was it over. Now, do I think they were going to win? Absolutely not. That Eagles team was crazed, but it wasn't over. Also, the Eagles defense in this game was good, but it hadn't reached the explosive levels yet of that 2022 offense in that Super Bowl, when it was clear that the Chiefs would have to keep scoring. So I don't know if it was Andy Reid's blame play calls, mentally having enough of DeAndre Hopkins and Juju Smith out there not open, getting smoked and smacked around by Josh Sweat and company all game, or his concern about where Travis was going to be able to propose to Taylor. Whatever the case is, he definitely mentally let go of the rope in that second quarter right before half in a crazy way that ended the game, and the Chiefs had no chance of recovering, which, if we're going to call Mahomes a top 3 quarterback of all time, it's definitely noteworthy that he did that in the big game.